Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the African Youth Summit. My name is Tembisa Jordan, and I'll be your facilitator for this session. Today, we have an amazing young engineer or scientist, actually, in my opinion, from reading his profile. His name is Himkar Singh, and is the founder of Compost Kitchen, which has a huge vision in terms of the sustainable upliftment or just enrichment of the soil using organic matter that we use in our daily lives in the kitchen. So he is a civil engineer by training, but he's led a couple of very inspiring groups. He's the leader of the Green Book Ambassador at some point, and he was also an engineer at Tongat Hewlett's Development. So he has a very huge or wealth of experience in civil engineering, but now has taken an interest in trying to create sustainable soils. I'll give Himkar the stage to take it away and give us his presentation. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Tembisa, for that amazing introduction, and thanks African Youth Summit for the invitation to share what we've been doing. So what we do is called the Compost Kitchen, and this started officially in 2019, but in 2017 there was quite a bad drought in South Africa. Some of you may remember there was a day zero in the media in 2017 when water was almost finished. And I felt like we weren't quite solving that problem and that it would happen again if we didn't do something. So I decided to leave the country to study a master's degree in water management in Germany. And then I lived in Germany for 5 months, and then Vietnam for 5 months, and then Jordan for 5 months to try and get different perspectives on what the solution could be for South Africa. And the solution that I realized that we need to do is repair our soil in South Africa. 60% of soil in South Africa is unaridable, meaning you can't farm on it, because it's lacking organic matter. The organic matter is very important because it's what makes the soil act like a sponge when when it rains. It holds onto the water and allows it to infiltrate into the soil. So we have a vision of improving South Africa's water security through a series of models, and it's going to involve home composting of organic waste. So the way it works is we collect food waste or spoiled food, like banana peels from people's households, and then we feed it to millions of earthworms which eat it and produce something called vermicompost. And then we give the vermicompost back to customers to grow vegetables in their garden again. And so we complete the cycle of waste, and that's called the circular economy. It typically looks like this. We give customers a bin, and they collect their waste in the bin, and then they put the bin out on collection day, and we just come by and collect it every week. So it's just like a normal garbage collection, but a bit cuter. And then we collect all types of food waste, including cooked food, meat, citrus, anything, because we take it through a certain composting process which can handle that. And at the end of the composting process is something called vermicomposting, where we use earthworms to eat the food waste, and then their feces is a very rich compost known as vermicompost, and it's rich in biology and organic matter, and that we give back to customers in a little bag like this at the end of the month. We give them 2 kilograms per month, no matter how much they're giving us. And not everyone is part of our collection zone, so we do offer other solutions like home composting solutions so that you can do the composting at home without any hassle. And we have certain technologies that we're trying to develop around this as well. The way we started was actually quite interesting. I used to drive this bike and do the collections just going door to door and using this bike. It was really interesting because a lot of people would stop me and ask me, what am I doing? Because they've never seen something like this before. So it was also a great marketing opportunity. But we wanted to demonstrate that the collection system can be different to the way we currently see it. There's a lot of innovation that can happen anywhere along the system. We also try and we realize that the concept of composting is not so well known in South Africa, or at least people have heard about it, but they're not sure how it works. So we try to go around as much as possible and do worm talks, especially in preschools and schools. That has been taken a bit of a hold during COVID, but I'll be getting a vaccine today, so we might start it again. And it's important although you're a business, you're trying to solve the customer's problem. It's you can do other things with what you know that it's not necessarily business. So we just do this because we like it. It's just really fun. Teachers are really fun people. They're really creative people. So we just enjoy spending time with them as well. Our business has, it started off with nothing. It started off with one customer in May 2019. And then it grew into 7 customers by the end of that month. And then we've been having quite good growth until since COVID started, actually, which was last year around April. But April was too much of a shock for people, so we didn't have any signups. But in May, people settled down, and then after that, they're spending more time at home, and they're realizing how much waste they're producing and wanting to do something positive with their time and money. So we've been having quite good growth since people have been staying at home, but also for other reasons. And yeah, we're continuing to grow quite strongly in the next few months, especially now that it's warming up in South Africa. We're going to have gardening season, so we'll be getting more attention. To date, we've had quite a reasonable impact for our company's size, and our company is an impact business, meaning that in every single thing we do, we make impact on society that is different to other companies. So just by doing the business more, we improve society more. So our target is just to keep growing the business, and thereby society is better off. And so to date, we've diverted about 70 tons of food waste from the landfill, which has avoided 123 tons of CO2 equivalents released from the landfill. And we've also given back 5 tons of vermicompost to customers to use in their gardens. Thanks for all the hand claps and thumbs up. And the reason why this is so important is because if you imagine you buy a bunch of bananas from Woolworths, do you know that 1/3 of the banana bunch is peels? If you weigh it, it's actually 1/3 is peels. That means if you're paying 37 Rand for a bunch of bananas, you're paying 11 Rand for peels. And when you throw the peels in the garbage goes to the landfill. And in the landfill, the organic waste, the banana peels, get covered by a load of junk, which creates anaerobic conditions, meaning there's no oxygen. And then that releases methane, which is a very strong greenhouse gas. And that means by buying the peels and then throwing them in the garbage, you're actually paying to increase climate change. So what you need to be doing is composting the material so that it doesn't release that methane, and so that you can recover some of that value that you've lost in peels. You can use it for home composting for your garden. And so I want to show you roughly what that looks like. And these are the earthworms that we use. They're called Icenia fetida. I've just dropped some on my computer. These eat food waste, and then, okay, it's running away. It's camera shy. They eat food waste, and then you see these black particles. This is the vermicompost, and that's extremely good for your garden. So we have about 1 million of these, and then they just keep eating the food waste. So you can do the same. There's different ways. Whatever problem you have with your composting, I can assure you there's solutions, because composting has been around for hundreds of years. So we really need to keep doing this, and I hope this will encourage you to do so, especially to start a business in it. So thanks a lot, African Youth Summit. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you so much, Himkar, for a very, very interesting talk. You can see with the claps and the thumbs up that everyone's very excited about your business. I'm even more excited that you've chosen to have a community aspect to it by applying back all of that knowledge to our young people that are coming up. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to try and see if there's any questions. I have one question. I wanted to find out how do you really measure success in creating the perfect compost, and how do you know is there such a thing as toxic levels of methane? I'm not. I really didn't like chemistry when I studied it, so I'd love to know from you.
Yeah, so we measure success in different ways. So because we're a business, we're a profitable business, we measure at the moment in revenue. We're just trying to grow our revenue. Those are our goals.
Okay.
We always make sure we're making profit. So profit is not our goal because we know we get it along the way, but we're growing our revenue because we have certain plans of how we want to finance the business along the way and what we want to do, what projects we have. Um, about methane, generally, we don't want to be releasing methane from a landfill, at least, because if you go past any landfill, it stinks, right? And what stinks is the methane, is the food waste. Plastic doesn't stink or glass doesn't stink. The food waste is like a glue in the landfill. So when it rains, the rain washes all like heavy metals that have come from disposed light bulbs or um, thermometers, I don't know. And the food waste holds onto that, and then when the rain comes, it washes it through the landfill, and which puts it into the groundwater system. So that contaminates our groundwater system. So we really need to be taking out the food waste from the landfill for many reasons. But our primary focus is just improving the soil ability to hold water in general areas.
That's brilliant. I mean, I think it could also really assist to abate the impacts of or just retain our water supply so that even in a drought, we're able to be resilient as an environment. We have 7 more minutes, so I'm going to take questions. I see that Njabulo Mdluli has raised his hands, and then after him, I'll read from the Q&A so that you can give a response. Njabulo, please unmute yourself.
Oh, hello everyone. Hi, Himka.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for your very interesting presentation. I am also very interested in this kind of stuff. Uh, yeah. So my question is, yeah, I think there was a question on how have you upscaled your business, because uh, because I think in your presentation you said you were working locally. So because also there is quite a lot of food wastage around restaurants and hotels. So I think, have you ever thought about expanding to those opportunities? And also my other question is, I'm not sure if you've heard or learned about the flies, the black soldier flies, that are also used in the same method that you do, that are also very good in turning food waste into compost. But they also have they can be used as feed. So my question is, with your worms, what happens after they've reached their lifespan? Because you produce a compost, and with the worms, what happens to them after they've produced the compost, because they have a certain lifespan? Thank you.
Thanks so much. Yes, on scaling, yes, we do have a plan. In fact, we have two. One I can't tell at the moment, but the one about collection is we do have a lot of requests from different areas. We are only in Johannesburg. We get a lot of requests from Cape Town, Durban, PE sometimes, and it's really difficult to do composting, to be honest. So we're looking for to use technology to have a plug and play solution for composting. So we would bring the waste, put it in the machine, and it would output compost. And then it's not so messy and it's easier to manage. For us to set up in different areas, it's too much work. We would lose too much growth in other areas of the business. So we're looking to get that going, probably towards early next year. But you mentioned something very interesting about black soldier flies because that could be one of the solutions. The reason why we didn't go into black soldier flies is because we didn't really believe in killing an insect to do business. So our worms, we don't kill them. We sieve them out of the compost, and then we get the compost. Worms continue living. They live for about 4.5 years, so we're not, and they just dissolve away. They're 90% water, so they dissolve away in the compost. We don't know when they die. But black soldier fly is still a very good opportunity because there are some doing it, and we have two potential partners where they have a problem with the frass. It's the compost. They're not a compost business, so they don't want to be dealing with the frass. They're a nutrient business. So there could be a potential partner where we compost their frass. So they take their food waste, take it through black soldier fly. They do what they want with the black soldier fly. We take the frass and then compost it, and then we do what we want with the compost. So but we would only be interested if it was a scalable model, if we could set up that facility to run elsewhere, just like that. So we'll be doing a test in the next few months, I think, and then maybe we can get back to you about it.
Thank you so much, Njabulo. So Himkar, I'm going to read only one question in the Q&A, and then I'm going to ask if you may please just respond directly to the rest of them, because we have 3 minutes left, and I suspect we'll be running out of time because the session ends in 2 minutes, actually. So the question is from Samantha, and she says, will your project look into presenting this concept to schools? I think it could be really cool.
We do talk to schools a lot. Actually, sorry, to the children. We just try to give them an experience of composting. To do composting in a school is very difficult because hygiene is very important. So it's difficult. We're interested, but we haven't found a model to do composting at schools yet. But it would be really cool. I agree with the comment. And then I should the next question.
Oh, I don't know if I can't actually scroll down to the next question, Himkar, but I'm not sure if you have ability on your end to respond to the questions. But I'm going to say thank you so much for giving such an impressive and interesting talk. I wish you everything of the best. It's lovely to see young people innovating in this space and trying to preserve our soil quality, because it's hardly ever spoken when we talk about sustainability. So all the best with your business, and to just many more projects. And I hope to see your work in my neighborhood. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to Himkar's presentation. This is the end of the session. I look forward to seeing some of you in the next session at 10 to 12. Thank you so much.